In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Court will call Boone County Circuit Court case CR 2019-48, State of Arkansas versus William Alvis.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I represent Mr. Alvis. I took over the case a few weeks ago. It's my understanding there is still a pending mental evaluation that he's seen the psychiatrist, but the evaluator has not provided a report or any type of findings at this point. I've consulted the public defender's office. I don't believe they've received anything either, because sometimes that gets lost in translation for some time. And if they do receive anything,
but we will hand it over.
You know, if they fail to, we've tried to contact so we could make sure they bypass the public defender's office. But if that fails, then they'll provide that. But at this juncture, there's nothing else that can be done at this time, Your Honor, as you're well aware.
No.
Pending that, and the proceedings are suspended at this time.
I'm going to put it down for a. I'm going to put it down to look at it again. Just because I'd like to move forward as quickly as possible, I'll put it down for March 6th.
All right, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm already here that day anyway, so we'll
right.
put March 6th. Hear that, Mr. Alvis?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be up to see you next week, okay?
You may be excused.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Excuse as well.
You may be excused
Thank
as
you.
well. 2019-240, 2019-304, State of Arkansas versus Austin Angel. Mr. Angel, I have it down that we're waiting on you on an attorney. Have you made any arrangements for an attorney?
Yes, sir. I have Dan Hancock retained.
You have Daniel
Dan
Hancock?
Hancock. Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's on both cases?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if he's entered his appearance?
You told me just to tell you that I have him retained, and then you said that you said or something.
Okay. All right, We've set it down for jury trial for the week of March 9th. And their next appearance in court will be on March 6th. And if Mr. Hancock needs more time to get prepared, I'm sure he'll let us know that. All right?
Thanks, sir.
You may be excused. 2019, 459, 2017, 221, State of Arkansas versus Richard Burrell.
May I approach, Your Honor? Write it on your hand.
I've got it.
Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Burrell. All right. On the charges in case 2019-459, which has been transferred to the Division 4 docket on those charges of possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine or cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia related to methamphetamine or cocaine, Class D felony, carrying a weapon, Class A misdemeanor, and fictitious tags. On those charges, how does the defendant now plead?
Not true, Your Honor.
Only a plea of not guilty in this case. We have set it for trial, jury trial the week of June 1st of 2020 with a final hearing on May 29th in case 17-221, which I just made the appointment of the Public Defender's Office. And
Hey, Aaron Adams, 6 years, RCF, or CCC, or whatever they call it now, the treatment program. Is that what they get 4 years EDC or 6 years CCC? Or is it just that they've changed it now, so they should all run together, so it's be the same period of time? You just designate where they go, either EDC or CCC. Okay, thank you.
we have a petition to revoke which was filed January 3rd of 2020. It alleges that Mr. Burrell had violated the terms and conditions of his probation by violating the law on December 4th, 2019. He was committed a felony offense of possession of controlled substances, methamphetamine. The possession of methamphetamine was also a violation of additional condition of his probation. Those are the allegations contained in the petition. On those allegations, how does the defendant now plead?
Not true.
The plea of not true is noted of record. where are we on drug testing in this matter?
As far as the crime lab, it'll be down there, but they won't be back. It may be back by June, but,
I'm gonna put it down for, then on the revocation, well, I guess we have a limit on when we can get revocation.
sure the arrest date on this was February 11, so I don't think we have any April days. So it'll need to be whatever the last March day is, probably.
I have, on my schedule, I have April 17th, but I don't, no, that's too far out, so. I'll put it down for March 20th, for hearing on March 20th.
Summer's just around the corner, and the staff at Harness Boots and Shoes are ready with all the latest styles of tennis shoes, casual shoes, hiking shoes, and more. Brands such as Merrill, Birkenstock, Chaco, New Balance, and Twisted X. You're sure to find the right brand and style for you. If you don't find what you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. $10 down will hold anything in the store on layaway. Boot headquarters for Northwest Arkansas, Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of a community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Hi, I'm Tara Wilmot, and as a Health Mart pharmacist, I have a crucial commitment to our community because just like you, I support our community. All Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned, just like our Health Mart here in Harrison. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square in downtown Harrison. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Fall is the time to worm your cattle, and a simple, easy way is by feeding them Safeguard Cubes to control internal parasites. No stress on your herd, and convenient and safe. And with calving season just around the corner, Quality Feed Grains has all the supplies you need, including milk replacer, bottles, electrolytes, and much more. Quality Feed Grains, 4617 Highway 65 South and 311 East Prospect in Harrison.
270 State of Arkansas versus Robert Chambers. I also have 2019-429 involving the same defendant. Let's see.
Judge, he also has a new case, 2047, that needs to be transferred to Division 4. It is a new case.
And Judge, in this
What
matter,
did you say? What's this?
2047.
Let me see all this thing. On the first two cases I called, 2019-270 and 2019-429, both of those cases are set for trial during the week of March 9th. Looking at 2047, I think 19-429 has already been transferred to the Division 4 docket.
and Judge, this is one we did not realize he was in jail. He had been out on bond. He's had no office appointments. We would ask to continue this so we can get in and meet with him.
Okay.
No objection.
All right. Let me get 2047 up and see what we got there. It would appear it's already been transferred to Division 4, because we scheduled it on my scheduling time. I'm not seeing a transfer. Guess we need to transfer it 2047 to Division 4. And that one is,
Is that his new matter?
that's his newest case.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if he's been arraigned on it. It doesn't appear he has. Yes, he was. He was arraigned in front of Judge Putman. On he's arraigned in front of Judge Putman on February 14th, and Judge Putman ordered appearances in that case. He entered a plea of not guilty, and Judge Putman ordered appearances in that case for trial in September and final hearing in August. Since that date, this case has been transferred, I guess transferred to the Division 4 docket, because it's set by scheduling order for the June 1st trial date, trial week, on this court's docket. And for a reappearance on May 29th. So it is on the Division 4 docket. So we have okay, so I'm going to, as I understand it, the defense is requesting a continuance
That's correct.
of the trial date that's set for March 9th.
That's correct.
And in the other two cases, I'm going to set them for
What about putting them all on June 1st?
I'm fine with that.
Put them all on June 1st?
I'm fine with that, Your Honor.
all right, we'll set them all for June 1st. It'll be as an excluded period
Is that a reappearance or trial?
on the first two.
Trial date, reappearance 5/29.
2017-188, State of Arkansas versus Thomas Clark. This is one of those that's set down for hearing today on a petition to revoke. He was entered a plea of not true on the 14th in front of Judge Putman. But his plea on the probation was in front of me, so this case is was set down for today's date for hearing. Is it for hearing today?
Your Honor, if we could bring him over this afternoon.
All right. We'll bring him over for the afternoon session. Mr. Clark, you may be excused.
Thanks, sir.
2019 406, 2019 447, State of Arkansas versus Cody Cochran. Mr. Cockrum, I have you down for check on attorney status. What is the status of your representation?
My parents have hired Dan Hancock for me.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any notation of his having entered an appearance. You're confident that he's been hired? Has he come to see you?
He has not come to see me. I talked to my mom yesterday, and she said that she had just talked to him the night before.
All right. Right now, you have a trial in one of your cases scheduled for the week of March 9th with a reappearance on March 6th. That's in 2019-406. So it's pretty imperative that Mr. Hancock get involved in the case. I know him to be an excellent attorney, but we need to make sure he's aware of the sentencing or the scheduling of these cases. So,
Yes, sir. I will call my mom as soon as I get back into the pod.
all right. The other case is scheduled for the week of May 4th and has a final hearing date of May 1st, but the 19-406 is scheduled for March, so that needs to be moving forward. All right, you may be excused.
Thank you.
2020-13, State of Arkansas versus Joseph Davidson. And we're going to transport Mr. Davidson over.
That's correct.
For the afternoon session. 2019-18, State of Arkansas versus George Davis.
Judge, I spoke with Mr. Davis earlier this week. It's still, the eval is still pending in this matter. If we could just stay on track and I believe we should have an eval back pretty soon, though. If we could.
He's been
screened, yes.
Okay.
If we could have this recalled in, March, sometime in the March session, wouldn't you think?
I'll put him down to reappear on March 6th.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Davis, your evaluation report hasn't come in yet. We're waiting for that to determine how we're going to schedule in the future, so you're to reappear on March 6th.
All right.
You may be excused.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Today at Main Street Service Center, we're working on a suspension on the front of this vehicle. It's a four-wheel drive vehicle, and having the suspension safe is very, very important. And one of the things that we do here at Main Street Service Center whenever we're doing an oil and filter change is we check the tie rod ends, the ball joints. We try to make sure that if you've got, and make sure that if we see like abnormal tire wear, for instance, that's a sign that there may be a suspension piece that's a little bit weak. We do free pickup and delivery here in Harrison, and so whenever we're driving the vehicles, of course, we're listening and feeling out the vehicle and stuff, because sometimes our customers come accustomed to a noise or sound or a way that the vehicle's over a period of time starts to degrade. But whenever myself or one of my technicians picks up and delivers a vehicle, we're just attuned to listening for problems or trying to feel out problems. But this customer came in a few weeks ago for a brake job, and we noticed that there were some worn out suspension parts. This is a GM vehicle. It's very common for the ball joints to be worn over a period of time. This vehicle has about 170,000 miles on it, so very, you know, so not abnormal for the mileage by any means. But the ball joint was the problem, both upper and lower. This is the lower ball joint that came out of below here, out of the steering knuckle. But the upper ball joints have to be replaced with the control arm. This is called a control arm, and it's got bushings in here that need to be replaced as well. So you just replace the whole piece. Kind of looks like a wishbone. But this right here is the upper ball joint. You can just see how I can move that very freely with my hand, and that should be very, very stiff, very rigid. And so we're replacing that. And then also we heard while we were driving it, this is the hub assembly. It bolts on right here. You can see the threads that come through here, go over the front CV axle, and that's what drives the front wheels from the front differential. But we also noticed that this bearing that's located in here was very rough. We could not only hear it, we could feel it, but then whenever we took it off, now I can actually feel it in my hands that it's rough. And this wire right here, this is the ABS sensor that's built into the hub assembly. So what that does, unfortunately, is it makes this job very expensive because you've got a lot of parts, you've got a lot of things going on here. So at Main Street Service Center, we're checking those things for you. If you've got any questions about your vehicle, the safety, maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer but getting the vehicle up off the ground where you can check the suspension is maybe something that you can't do at home, call us at 741-4252. Either myself or Todd will be happy to make you an appointment, get it in for a safety inspection just to see what's going on, let you know based on age and mileage what your vehicle may be due for as far as preventative maintenance, the fluids, servicing them, antifreeze, and so on and so forth. 741-4252, 620 Goblin Drive. Come see us.
All right. 2019-328, State of Arkansas versus Wayne Furman. File reflects that Mr. Furman was on for a jury trial in November, and he failed to keep to appear at November 1st ordered final hearing date and a warrant issued. That warrant was finally served as it appears on February 14th. So we need to have a new scheduling order on Mr. Furman now that he's in custody. Court's going to set it down for setting it down for the May 4th trial week with a reappearance on I'm putting him down for reappearance on March 20th.
And who would be my attorney?
Pardon?
Who would be my attorney? Is it the same? Is it Ben Gibson?
No, it's me, Tara. I'm a new attorney. I've taken over James' spot.
Okay.
Mr. Motzler here is the attorney, is the new attorney, and she'll be handling your case. So you'll be getting down to see him.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm gonna, at this point it's a no bond hold.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. You may be excused. 2020-52, State of Arkansas versus Brandon Hale.
He's made application, Your Honor.
Very good, thank you.
And Judge, this looks like it's for plea and arraignment. We would waive a formal reading of the charges and enter a plea of not guilty.
Let me get the... Defendants being arraigned on charges of, first of all, the court's making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Hale. On the charges of possession of more than 10 grams of methamphetamine with purpose to deliver a Class A felony, possession of drug. I think that's drug paraphernalia. Let me see. Yes. Possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class B felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class D felony, possession of marijuana, Class A misdemeanor, disregarding a stop sign, a violation, and driving left of center, a violation. All charged as an habitual offender. How does the defendant now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. Court's going to set him down for trial during the week of June 1st, 2020, and we'll schedule him for a final reappearance date on May 29th. If there are additional dates that are needed, that'll be fine. We'll just request them and we'll fit them into the schedule. Mr. Hale, the court's advising you at this time that you are set for trial the week of June 1st. You are also set for a reappearance on May 29th. Your attorney through the Public Defender's Office, Mr. Burnett, you're going to be representing him.
I believe that's correct, Your Honor.
Court would advise you that it's your obligation, should you make a bond, it'll be your obligation to get in touch and stay in touch with him. That means when you get out of, if and when you get out of jail, the court expects you immediately to contact the Public Defender's Office, make an appointment, and then keep that appointment and get in to see him. I'm ordering you to do that, and you should take that seriously. Because it's a court order, you could be found in contempt if you don't comply with it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, you may be excused. Court's calling 2020-34, State of Arkansas versus Samuel Lane. Also, there's a revocation case in 2017-82 with the same defendant. Public Defender's Office has already been appointed in 2034, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
This was burned out. But Derek, we should have a copy of this. He emailed it yesterday. So. Great, thanks. Yeah, there it is.
Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Lane in the revocation case as well. In case 2034, the charges are possession of methamphetamine, Class D felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, separate Class D felony, possession of marijuana, Class A misdemeanor, and possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class A misdemeanor. On those charges, how does the defendant now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Two 2017-82. The defendant is to be arraigned today on a petition filed February 7th. That petition alleges as violations of the terms and conditions of probation, the violation of the law, that is the charge that was filed in case 2034, and also the fact that it's alleged in 2034 that he was in possession of certain controlled substances. No, that's a separate admission of use while on probation of methamphetamine and amphetamine. Those are the allegations against him in the petition. On that petition, how does the defendant now plead?
Not true, Your Honor.
That plea of not true is noted on the record.
Your Honor, if we could address bond, right, okay.
We'll do that. Let me just see where we want to set this. I'm going to set it down for, I'm going to set the revocation case down for hearing on March 20th. And as I already noted, the The other case is set for trial June 1st with a reappearance on May 29th. Bond appears to have been set in 2034 at, there's a $10,000 cash only bond in place. On the revocation case, it's a no bond hold. That's where we are at this moment. What about bond?
Is it possibly lowered and for a bond to be set in the hold that's a no bond hold?
I don't know anything much about the history of this individual.
That's
What
a good
says
thing,
the
then.
state?
If I can have a moment. Judge, the state wouldn't object to converting the cash only to Cash or Pro.
And making that bond cover both the revocation and,
That would be fine.
okay. Be a $10,000 bond, it'll be Cash or Pro covering both cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hamilton Berger takes on MeTV's #1 attorney, Perry Mason.
Any objection, Mr. Berger?
I object. Objection. I object. Overruled.
Will Hamilton Berger ever beat Perry Mason?
Don't bet on it.
2019 316 State of Arkansas versus James Moore.
Judge, she's made application.
He's on the note.
Who? Yes, I think so. No. I didn't have discovery in him. He is, yeah. Oh, you're fine.
All right, I'm making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Moore. I'm going to set this matter down for trial during the week of May 4th with a reappearance on May 1st. I was trying to see if he had, I think he had an earlier setting, but it got canceled by the alias warrant. Yes, sir?
The reason why this court, I was incarcerated.
in another county is the only reason why I missed, and my bondsman said he'd stand good on my bond.
Who is your bondsman?
Campbell.
Okay.
Sir, where were you?
I've been local since November 29th.
Where were you incarcerated?
Washington.
In Washington County?
Yeah, I got there December
Or the
6th.
state of Washington?
I lived in Missouri, and they picked me up there, and then sent me to Washington County.
And when did you say you were in jail?
I got arrested November 29th. I signed my extradition papers December 3rd, and they picked me up like the 5th or 6th and took me to Washington County.
So you had matters pending against you there, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Because I don't show that this warrant was served against you until February 12th, when we got you back here.
Right. That's the day they picked me up. I was finished over there February 11th, and they picked me up February 12th and brought me over here.
All right.
Hey, Judge, just so the court's aware, I'm not sure, I'm trying to find what its other charge was in Washington County. But the state has concerns of flight at this point based on some information we received in our office that we were then able to verify that there's been a lot of discussions that this defendant's been having with family members about leaving the jurisdiction and going to California.
I don't know what the status of the docket is. If it's a concern, based on that, the court wants to put him on a no bond hold. But in order to move the case along, so he doesn't have to stay in jail longer, we could move if everybody could be ready. Do we have lab back or anything? Are we in a position to go forward with the case?
Judge, I don't even believe we have discovery or anything yet. We were just appointed in this matter.
Right.
I can check the lab.
Yeah, there is a significant delay here because of the defendant's flight. He's a non-resident. By his own statement, he lives in another state. Court considers him a flight risk at this point. I'm going to hold the no bond on him.
Okay.
And let's get this matter ready for trial.
Judge, the labs are back, so that won't be a problem.
Okay. All right. So it'll be on the trial docket for May 4th.
Summer's just around the corner, and the staff at Harness Boots and Shoes are ready with all the latest styles of tennis shoes, casual shoes, hiking shoes, and more. Brands such as Merrill, Birkenstock, Chaco, New Balance, and Twisted X. You're sure to find the right brand and style for you. If you don't find what you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. $10 down will hold anything in the store on layaway. Boot headquarters for Northwest Arkansas, Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of a community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Hi, I'm Tara Wilmot, and as a Health Mart pharmacist, I have a crucial commitment to our community because just like you, I support our community. All Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned, just like our Health Mart here in Harrison. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square in downtown Harrison. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Case of calling 2019-41 State of Arkansas versus Ben Pridemore. This is a first appearance on a petition to revoke.
Judge, on this one, this is actually a revo filed out of Division 3.
Right.
And we actually pled him out, I want to say at the last court date, on some Division 4 cases. And for some reason, the revo either hadn't been filed or wasn't served. So I've talked to Mr. Burnett. We agree that the defendant will be OR'd today and be given a Division III date to deal with the revo.
All right. But he's to be arraigned today on the petition to revoke alleges that was filed January 3rd, 2020. It alleges that the defendant is in violation of the terms and conditions based on incidents on November 5th and November 13th, 2019, when the defendant committed new offenses of criminal trespass and theft in the one case, and possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, in the other case, and the possession of methamphetamine as well as the possession of methamphetamine is a violation of another condition prohibiting possession of controlled substances or alcohol. So those are the allegations contained in the petition. On that petition, how's the defendant now plead?
Not true.
Okay, I'm noting a not true plea. And so he'll be represented
Mr. Gibson, I believe.
By Mr. Gibson. Plea of not true is noted, and the court is setting this down for him to reappear in front of Judge Putman on February 28th. That's in 1 week, Mr. Pridemore. You're to appear in front of Judge Putman 1 week from today in this same courtroom. The attorneys have agreed, and you'll be subject to OR release to comply with whatever terms were worked out for you on those cases that are already played out. But you need to understand it's your obligation to be back here on February 28th, and in the meantime, you should contact the Public Defender's Office and get in touch with or at least get in touch with Mr. Gibson, who will be your attorney of record. All right?
Yes, sir.
You understand? All right, you may be excused. 2020-56, State of Arkansas versus Devin Solars.
Mayor Approach, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Didn't I already sign that one? No, I didn't. You're right, I did not. The court is appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Solars. This is Mr. Solars is for arraignment on charges of criminal mischief in the first degree, a Class A misdemeanor, violation of a domestic order of protection, a Class A misdemeanor, and assault, Class C misdemeanor. On those charges, how does Mr. Solars now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty is noted.
And we would waive formal reading of the information.
This case, that hasn't been served yet. It will be coming, just FYI. Okay, thank you. And another revote coming too. So 2 more cases. And just for the court's information, there should be a revo coming, as well as a new felony case that hasn't been served yet. It has been turned in, it just hasn't been completely processed yet. I've turned into the clerk's office.
Okay. Well, I'm going to set this matter down for trial the week of June 1st, reappearance on May 29th. That's the one we arraigned him on today, on the charges we arraigned him on today. And I didn't check
The new case doesn't have a number yet, and the revo petition hasn't been filed yet, but we'll get those done.
All right. All right. Mr. Solars, you may be excused.
In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Summer's just around the corner, and the staff at Harness Boots and Shoes are ready with all the latest styles of tennis shoes, casual shoes, hiking shoes, and more. Brands such as Merrell, Birkenstock, Chaco, New Balance, and Twisted X. You're sure to find the right brand and style for you. If you don't find what you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. $10 down will hold anything in the store on layaway. Boot headquarters for Northwest Arkansas, Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison.
You know, we should always remember to have a working smoke detector where we sleep. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we're all safe, we're all safe. In an emergency, you need a meeting place outside the whole family can meet, so that you know everyone is safe.
Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.